From facing the streets of Long Beach to becoming one of the most recognized voices in music history, this is the ascent of Snoop Dogg. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button, because every story here might just change the way you see success. The story of Snoop Dogg begins not on the bright stages of award shows, but in the tough neighborhoods of Long Beach, California. Calvin Broadus, known to the world as Snoop Dogg, grew up surrounded by the rhythms of street life and the challenges that came with it. Gang violence was a constant threat. Poverty pressed in from all sides. The future, for many in his community, was too often cut short by circumstances out of their control. Arrests and run-ins with the law seemed to lurk at every corner, and dreams were easily lost in the struggle to survive. For Snoop, music wasn't just a hobby. It was a lifeline, a way out, and the only real hope he had for something bigger. But hope alone doesn't change the world. Snoop's journey was marked by adversity that would have broken many. In his teenage years, he spent time behind bars, fighting to stay afloat in a system that wasn't built for his success. The odds were stacked against him. He saw friends and family fall victim to the streets, and he carried the weight of those losses with him. Yet, through it all, the music kept calling. He started recording homemade tapes with his cousin Nate Dogg and friend Warren G., hoping that someone, somewhere, would hear his voice. Then, fate intervened in the form of Dr. Dre. The legendary producer heard Snoop's raw, distinctive flow on a mixtape and knew instantly that he was listening to something special. Dre reached out, and with that connection, the course of Snoop's life changed forever. No longer just another kid trying to make it out, Snoop became a voice for the streets. But his style was unlike anything anyone had heard. Smooth, laid back, and effortlessly cool. He didn't just rap about the struggle. He painted vivid pictures of life in Long Beach, bringing listeners into his world with every lyric. The first big break came with Deep Cover, a track that introduced Snoop's unique sound to the world. He followed it up with Doggy Style, an album that exploded onto the scene and shattered sales records. Critics and fans alike recognized the magic. It wasn't just Snoop's voice. It was his authenticity, his ability to turn pain into poetry, and his refusal to let his past define his future. But the spotlight brought new challenges. Fame came with scrutiny, and Snoop found himself the center of attention not just for his music, but his lifestyle. Legal troubles persisted, and he faced accusations that threatened to derail his career before it truly began. Yet, Snoop didn't back down. He leaned into his art, letting the music speak for him when words failed. He embraced his identity, never shying away from the reality of where he came from, but always pressing forward with an eye on transformation. Over the years, Snoop Dogg evolved. He refused to be boxed in by one image or one sound. He branched out into movies, television, and business ventures, showing the world that he was more than just a rapper. He was an entrepreneur, a coach, a mentor, and a cultural icon. He started coaching youth football, giving back to the community that raised him and offering hope to the next generation. Snoop used his platform to make a difference, turning his pain into power and his struggles into strength. If he could turn struggle into rhythm, maybe you can turn your struggle into strength too. Snoop's journey wasn't just about personal success. It was about redefining what was possible for artists coming from the streets. He shattered stereotypes, proving that authenticity and resilience could take you further than anyone imagined. His style, tall and slim, dark brown skin, braided hair, always dressed in stylish hip-hop clothing and sunglasses, became a symbol of self-expression and pride. He showed the world that you could embrace who you are, where you come from, and still reach the pinnacle of success. Through every challenge, Snoop stayed true to his roots. His music continued to shine a light on the realities of urban life, while also offering hope and inspiration. He collaborated with legends across genres, from Tupac Shakur to Pharrell Williams, bridging gaps and creating new sounds along the way. His ability to adapt, to keep moving forward no matter what obstacles stood in his path, became the blueprint for artists everywhere. But what sets Snoop Dogg apart isn't just his talent, it's his spirit. He's faced adversity head-on and come out stronger. He's turned his story into a platform for change, lifting others up and showing that no past is too heavy to carry into a brighter future. His journey from the streets to the stage is a testament to the power of belief, perseverance, and reinvention. Today, Snoop Dogg stands as more than a musician. He's a living legend, an icon whose influence reaches far beyond hip-hop. He's respected not just for his skills, but for his wisdom, his humor, and his ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Whether on a hip-hop stage, in an urban city, or a recording studio, Snoop's presence is undeniable, his message clear. You can rise above your circumstances. You can change your story. You can turn your pain into power. His impact stretches across generations. Young artists look to him for guidance. Fans see themselves in his journey, and communities feel his influence in the work he does off stage. Snoop Dogg's rise isn't just a story of musical success. It's a blueprint for anyone facing adversity. A reminder that where you start doesn't have to determine where you finish. Snoop once said, "If the ride is more fly, then you must buy." But for him, the real ride has always been about the journey, about taking the bumps, the turns, and the unexpected detours, and still finding your way to the top. Snoop Dogg's story proves that no past is too heavy to carry into a brighter future. If you enjoyed this journey, imagine the next one. Subscribe to The Ascent for more inspiring stories.